I think we're live.
Are we?
I think so.
Yep.
You know how I am with this technology stuff.
Uh-oh.
That's going to get old really quick. Hey, Daydream About Nice Things. Thank you for showing up for our Sunday afternoon little chat here, and got a couple of pieces of mail we're going to open. We won't keep you guys from your. There we stop.
Hi, George 681.
Hey, George. Thank you for stopping by, buddy. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Somebody else. Laura's here. Hi, Laura.
Hi.
Thank you for coming in. We appreciate it. How are y'all guys doing this afternoon? How's the weather where you are? Thanks, George. We appreciate that. So far, I'm keeping up with the stream. Yeah, it's been a little humid here, but it's cooled off yesterday.
It's good today.
Yesterday, I sweated and dried and sweated and dried several times, but today it doesn't feel bad at all. Strom Ranger, hello. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Carpy Chris. Chris is here. Appreciate it. How do? We're doing pretty good, Chris. It's Sunday and
Sunday.
Yeah, Sunday. We don't have a whole lot of extra things that we put on our menu for that day, so it's kind of nice. Thank you so much, folks, for coming in here. We appreciate it. We'll get to opening the mail here. We got a couple pieces, so it's not much. If y'all want to watch, if not, if you're just hanging out for a little while, thank you so much for doing that. We appreciate it. We're not veteran live streamers. We've done how many all together?
I think this is the fourth one.
The fourth, and we've been YouTubing now for coming up on a year and a half, and this is only the fourth live stream that we've ever done.
Eating lamb.
Lamb.
Can't move.
Oh wow!
I have never eaten lamb that I can remember.
You didn't even try some of the lamb that I've had when we've gone places, like a little bit of it. It's good. It's good. It's flavorful. It's loaded with flavor. Let's see. Ah, rock stars.
Rock stars, yeah.
Like a boulder, maybe. Hey, Christina. Hey. Thank you. And maybe Mark. And most likely Teddy. Thank you so much for coming in and visit us. We just had a couple pieces of mail. We don't do this live stream thing a whole lot. We realize there's a lot of our friends that's also got live streams, and we don't want to interfere with any of theirs.
It's Christina and Teddy.
Oh, okay. Hello, guys. Thank you for watching.
Ignited Coyote.
Thank you, Laura. I appreciate it. Hey, Ignited Coyote, thank you very much for coming in and spending a little time with us on this
Hazelnut McGee.
Hazelnut, thank you very much for coming in there. Just want to say a quick hello and saying thank you so much, Hazelnut. I appreciate that. Thank you so much, George, for popping in. I appreciate that. George is all the way from over across the pond.
Yeah.
In the UK, so it's a different time there.
Big time.
It may be time to go out and hit the town. Let's see, Carpet Chris. Wife says I have to wash up. Okay, well, thanks for dropping in, hey, Chris. D. I appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Hi, D. I'm almost certain, due to the fact that it has the words D Cobb on the envelope, that one of these pieces of mail is from you. And also, D, we had sent out yesterday a piece of mail addressed to someone at your address, so it should be there. Hopefully by the right time this week. Shih Tzu Max, hello. Thank you so much for stopping in. Wow. We have these live streams, and, you kind of expect sometimes that the folks that, you Facebook friends with and talk to, that they might show up. But when you have folks that just pop in like that.
Yeah, it's nice.
Wow, that feels so Bob's good. Here. It feels so good, Bob, you guys.
Bonnie.
Bob and Bonnie, hello. Thank you for coming in. Beth, hey, Beth, thank you so much for dropping in. Wow. I appreciate this. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. 10 folks. Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, we're if we get 3, I'm thinking, someone came to the live stream. It wasn't just you and I talking to each other in front of a camera like we never do that.
Like we never talk,
yeah,
right?
or like we never talk in front of a camera any other time. we certainly did yesterday quite a bit.
Yeah.
And have some more this afternoon.
John Ames.
Hey, John, thank you for dropping in, man. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. There's Scott. Hey, Scott. Appreciate it, buddy. Thank you for coming in. This is great. Yay.
We're naturals. Well, Mike is.
No.
Mike is very natural for the camera.
There's lots of folks, on television that look like this. So I can understand why I fit right in with the profile. Well, folks, we got a couple of pieces of mail here. And we don't like to keep our friends on a Sunday afternoon because that's when I do my best, laying on the couch and napping time. Beth, see what you just said, Scott?
Yeah.
Oh, you guys crack me up. Okay, well, the first thing we got here, go ahead and open the mail. So I don't know how many more people.
John said, "Have you done any more weed whacking?" No, but he needs to.
Oh, thank you, John, for bringing that up, because I didn't finish the yard last time. At my age and in the oppressive Georgia humidity and heat, and you can testify to this.
Yeah.
Usually, now I was shooting that video that day, so I was trying to get as much in before the sun went down as I could. So I pushed the daylights out of myself that day. Still didn't get the whole yard done. Still have some of the roughest parts of it. Thank you, John. Thank you for reminding Tammy. I had her distracted. I had her distracted with Halloween decorations, and now she's going to be back on the yard thing again. Let's see.
Wound up is better than weeding, D said. D, how's your mom?
Oh, yes, D. How is your mom today?
Hi, Dan.
Hey, Dan. Thank you for coming in. Daydream about nice things. We carry the bucket with the magnet fishing things in the hatch of the Jeep, looking for an opportunity. What I don't want to do is go out somewhere and spend 2 or 3 hours throwing the magnet into the water and coming away with nothing other than sweat. So we're just waiting to get to a place where it looks like we might pull out, some gold or silver or maybe even a body. Let's see if
D said mom has had a bad night, but is doing well. Still on ICU.
D, we're praying for her every time my mind crosses. Get a goat.
Yeah.
I want. I have been obsessed ever since the first time I saw one with those tiny goats. There's a couple that walks around downtown, the tourist area of downtown Blue Ridge, Georgia, on the weekends with a goat that's no bigger than a cat, a full-grown goat that's so no bigger than a cat, and they lead it around. And if you tip them, they will let you take your picture with a tiny goat. But I want a tiny goat. Tammy,
they are cute.
I believe it would be a great companion to our dogs. I hear that goats and dogs get along really well, at least in the videos that I see on YouTube. They do. So I would really like to have at least one miniature goat. D, we're praying every day for your mom.
Yes, we are.
We are, seriously. That's got to be I think Tammy had to go in the hospital to the emergency room. She's had in her past, she's had kidney stones, and when they recur, apparently the pain is excruciating.
Yes.
And it had been a while since she had one of these pains, and it came on her all of a sudden. So we were off to the emergency room, and if anything happens to me, it's fine. I try to shake it off unless I think I might bleed to death. But if something happens to Tammy, anyway, they weren't letting me in that hospital, and they weren't even going to they did not even let her take her cell phone into the hospital. No. They're like, you don't need that in here. And they were like, you're going to have to clean the cell phone. So has no way to communicate with me. She's in this hospital. I'm sitting outside in the parking lot in the car, just
freaking
out and shaking. I understand, Dee, how it is when they're not going to let you be close. Let's see. Thank you, Igor. I appreciate that. Unless he's talking to someone else in the chat, and they probably appreciate that just as well as I do.
Yeah, it was crazy, Laura.
No, they wouldn't let her in. They wouldn't let me come any further. It was like a scene out of it was like in E.T. when they've got all the quarantine stuff and the plastic around the house. At the front door of the emergency room, they had plastic extending out into toward the parking lot. It just a big plastic container you had to walk through the patient in. And they weren't letting me out of the car. They weren't letting. It was her being picked up and taken in there and stripped of her belongings before she could go into the hospital.
I had to have a mask on.
And I'm sitting there. What does it come to?
John, how's you going? You have a good weekend too.
John, thank you very much for dropping in, man. I appreciate it. I know that you had better things to do, maybe outdoors, than spend this time. And I appreciate you spending the time with us. Really, I do. And Tammy, you're doing really well today at keeping up with
yes, I am.
and it's making things go a lot smoother. I appreciate it. Thank you. Wow, you're getting good at this. You might have to do this again. So there's Saxy Matt.
Hey, Matt.
Let's see, Daydream about nice things. Our son is a nurse. He carried an iPad to one of the older patients and let her talk to her granddaughter. That is that nurses just go the extra mile, don't they? I'm not knocking doctors at all, but the times I've had to back in the days when you could go in the hospital with a loved one, the doctors were like seemed to be in and out of there, right?
Yeah.
And they were keeping it, professional into a minimum, but the nurses were human beings.
Scott said when he had a CT a couple of weeks ago, it was a truck in the parking lot.
Oh man!
Wow.
They're not letting people in for even testing. Wow. Let's see. Matt has gotten out of bed. That's what Scott said. Oh, wow. Shut it, Scott. Laura, thank you so much for giving us a little bit of your time this Sunday. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Let's see, I'm not going to keep these folks in here. Look, Sexy Matt, you're still in bed, ain't you?
Hey, it's nap
Scott, man, I tell you, you need to do more live streams, just solo kind of live streams. Being Scott. Let's see. Brunch is over, Matt's. Brunch is over. Matt will have to wait for dinner. I haven't actually. If Bob, I'm sorry, we didn't get up. Or we went out yesterday, and we did our vlogging and living at the same time. We were out of the house in the morning. We didn't get back in the house till 6:30, and then we've decided, this weekend we're going to decorate. We're going to decorate our house for Halloween. So last night when we got home, already exhausted, already had sweat and dried.
Yeah.
I can judge how hard the day was by how many times I sweated through my clothes and then I dried and then I started sweating again. Came home, got everything out of the attic, all the stuff out of the attic. Then had to bring all that stuff from the attic down the staircase. Oh my goodness! And had to get the video that I shot yesterday onto the computer for editing.
So we had a busy day.
It was a busy day and a busy night as well. Let's see. Okay. Somebody else is in Gary. Who else is in there? Did I miss somebody?
Oh, thanks, Beth.
What Beth say?
She likes my nails.
Oh. She takes extra good care of her nails.
I just cut them down. They were getting too long.
Two things Tammy spends quality time with is her nails and her
face ritual.
No, her eyebrows.
Oh Lord.
She spends a lot of time. I think I think meditation can be different things to different people, and I think eyebrows and nails are like your form of just.
Not really.
Really?
Yeah.
You're concentrating on it that hard, getting it just. I can say that too. Sorry, y'all. This is my coffee. I'm not a hot beverage person. Unless it's the middle of winter and chocolate.
Lori's Crochet Corner 2 is here.
Lori, thank you so much. That's another. Wow.
And I don't know how to pronounce it.
Mew Mew Coo. Mew Mew Coo. Another folks from across the pond. Thank you so much for spending a little time with us. Wow, when you get folks that stop by and say hello, that is a rush.
It's a treat.
That is a rush when the folks that just drop by and say hello like that. So, okay.
Daydream is scary, Mom.
That's scary. Oh, that's sorry, Daydream.
Matt said that.
I was on your show and oh man, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry for not remembering everybody's name here. Hello, good to see you today.
You better names than I am.
Ones that send bills in the mail and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't want to keep I don't want to keep you guys any longer today than I have to. I know you got things to do. Got a letter here from I'm going to block out the from D Cobb. A nice card, and it has written on here. Let me block out again. Has a little antique car, and you're a classic. And it has this kind of classic car design. And greetings from South Carolina, which I love. I lived in South Carolina for about a year near Charleston. Okay, let me open this up. I assume it can be open. I don't want to damage it too much. Whoa. Whoa. Like CSI. I got that. Look how easily I got this thing open. Okay.
Yeah, you did.
All right. Let's pull this. Oh my goodness. Oops.
Whoa.
Whoops. Anything else? Any other stickers? I thought there might be. First thing, it has some stickers. Check it out. D has some stickers, Tammy.
Oh wow!
Look at this one. It's got the reflective, or holographic. Wow,
oh, that's cute, D.
I bet that is the design that Scott. I said, did you do this design? Scott's a whiz at doing this kind of thing, but I know that I've seen this somewhere before. That is.
Lori's Crochet Corner said, "How cutie next to Bone Daddy."
Oh, look at you! And this says, I love what this says.
He did the sunflower design.
Oh, I like it. I like what it says. In the end, only kindness matters. Wow, that sums up. Now, did D come up with that, or well, I'm not even going to ask. I don't want to ask if D or Scott came up with that sums up, folks. Handmade Blessings by D Cobb is the name of the channel. As if you Handmade Blessings by D. I think it actually, if you were to type it in to be completed, it would be
Scott said.
Well, it sums D up. This is those folks of you that don't know her. She's here in the chat.
Elizabeth is here. Hi,
Judith. Hey, Judith. Thank you for coming in and watching us open our Sunday afternoon.
D said it's in a song by Jewel.
Oh,
that's
you,
cool.
Tammy would probably,
yeah.
You know, honestly, I listen to more of the kind of music that Saxy Matt plays than I do any popular music. Hey, Food Fight Showdown, thank you.
And
thank you.
Not Tutti Frutti.
Yeah.
Did I pronounce it
I think so. Thank you so much, young lady, for coming in. A lot of fun videos there. But D that sent us this mail. She does crafts, she does cooking, and she does nice. D is, and I'm not just doing this because she sent us nails. You have nice nails.
They don't look too great right now, but
Tammy will testify that we both think that D Cobb is probably the nicest human being that we know on the planet. So get to know Handmade Blessings by D Cobb. Thank you, Carpy. I appreciate it for coming back after washing up. Okay, let's get to the card part here. Let's see. First, it says down here. Let me show the face of it. Dee makes these. Dee makes these cards. She's not running out to the Hallmark store
like we
and
do.
like, well, or to Barnes and Noble, because that's another tip. I think I gave this tip in a video around Christmas time.
Oh, we love you too, Dee.
We do. We love Dee. Dee is the
Dee's
nicest
a
human.
sweetheart.
Dee, I love her, and at the same time, she shames me by how nice of a human being she is. And then, when you're around someone like that and you're exposed to somebody like, it makes you look at yourself a little bit. And I look at myself and I go, oh my gosh, here's Dee over here, and then here's Mike. She's a great example. But another tip: Barnes and Noble for a greeting card. Bo-Star, thank you so much for coming in, buddy.
68.
Keep in mind, folks like George and Bo-Star that are over in Europe, it's much later there than it is here. So I appreciate you coming in. Waterbug, thank you, buddy. I appreciate you for spending some time. It might be a pretty day where you are, and you're in watching me somewhere. Let's see if anybody else new came in that I haven't seen. Okay, he makes these cards. As I say, let me get in. Let me get in tight. Got the three-dimensional. Now it says down here, just in case you can't read it, under the little girl's legs, under the young lady, the woman.
His way home says here.
Thank you for coming his way. Wow, another person we become friends with just recently and has actually stopped in. That is such an honor.
Said, hi, Booster channel. I'm from England. That's talking South West. Sorry.
I think you might have been talking to Bo-Star and just typed in. It might have been a typo. It says down here at the bottom of the card, sending you sunshine and laughter.
Oh, let me see. Oh,
and we do like to laugh.
Yeah,
we are laughing people. Most of these lines you see around these eyes, they don't come from frowning. Let's see. Had to open it slowly to make sure no money fell out. My birthday won't be too awful long. So, hi, Mike and Tam. Wanted to send y'all my new stickers, which we love. Also, I can't wait to make your Halloween card. Yes, we have something to look for. Tammy is actually planning on doing Halloween cards.
Not make them. I wish I could.
No, they will not be. They will not be.
No, it looked
like anything like. They will not be a Halloween version of this.
It would be scary.
It would be because it would look like you had received a Halloween card from someone whose thumbnail is on a Netflix documentary. If we made our own cards. So,
Waterbug, thank you for dropping by.
Thanks, Waterbug. We appreciate it, man. Thank you so much for coming in. I appreciate it. So I appreciate it when folks come in like this to our live streams. I just have no idea that they would. But maybe 2:00 if we do this. We've been sticking to this routine when we have mail. We only do this really when we have either mail, and we might do it if we're ever if we think it might be funny if we're caught off guard, if someone were to tag us for one of those questions challenges, and instead of the convenience of editing that video, of course the video might get thrown off by YouTube, but without having to edit, if we get challenged for any questions tags, we may do those via live stream, because that would be, when you're off guard like that and you're not actually answering honestly right there in the moment, it might be funny. Handmade blessings by D. Handmade blessings by D Cobb.
D said,
the nicest human being we've ever met.
Yes, D is super sweet.
The nicest human being. Shames me by comparison of what I am. So
D said that if we have a scrapbook store here, they'll teach you.
We tried to do a scrapbook.
I've done a scrapbook.
Tammy did one for her parents'
50th wedding anniversary.
Yes, and it turned out great. They were so touched by it, and Tammy put in a lot of work.
I had to brag on myself for that one.
I think probably if you had some scrapbooking techniques, the time it would have took you to do that, instead of all that time it took you to do it, you might have been able to bring it in a little bit. Because she started months. She started months ahead of their anniversary preparing for that. So she did a good job. But yeah, I bet they do. I think there's in fact there's a crafting place, I believe, nearby at Vickery Village here in Cumming.
D
So
says she thinks it's EMI scrapbooking
scrapbooking
store,
store,
I think.
EMI.
Hello, Castle Hives.
Castle Hives, they do beekeeping. Folks, I'm fascinated by beekeeping. Here in Georgia, you can't go to
I don't know how to
a
pronounce
flea
this.
market or a farmer's market. I don't know how to. I know how to pronounce fantastique. Thank you for coming in to our live stream this afternoon. We appreciate that. That is just so sweet of you. New friends just made recently. Coming in and stop by and say hi.
Bo Star says
Wow.
he's dancing on the kitchen table.
Please tell me you've got a camera running somewhere if you're doing that, Bo-Star. That would be a great thing to see. I'm rattling on, aren't I?
That's
I'm just
all right.
rattling.
I'm
You know,
used to it.
I know I have, now that I work remotely all the time lately, it's Tammy. I talk to other people, but most of what comes out of my mouth is to Tammy or our daughter. Most of the conversation, so please forgive me for rattling on. It's like one of those people that hadn't been out of the house in a while, and they get to be around somebody. That's the way I am when we have these live streams. I get to talk to you guys, talk to the people at the places we go, talk to waitresses and servers. I talk to those folks quite a bit, and folks at checkout at the register. I talk to folks at the register a fair amount. So anyway, let me stop rattling on. I got this other package.
Castle House says I talk to my bees.
Shh.
I talk to myself.
I love what I was getting off the tangent. I got off. I chased that rabbit so far that I forgot where the trail was. Beekeeping in Georgia, you can't go to a farmer's market or anywhere where there are vendors gathered without several. Beekeeping is apparently a big thing.
Yeah, it is.
And in fact, this is I just wanted to drop this in there because it reminds. Hey, Robin, thank you for coming in, young lady. We appreciate that this afternoon. We went to the Etowah Meadery. Yeah, are any of you folks familiar with mead? It is an ancient fermented beverage made from honey. If you've ever read the epic story Beowulf, I believe they drink a lot of mead in there. That's probably why they were doing all that fighting. They were all tore up on mead. Anyway, we went to a meadery yesterday.
Scott says we have a mead workshop here.
They do have, and some of the meaderies around here, meads apparently in the last 20 years or so made a comeback in civilization all over the place again. And they have classes at some of these meaderies around here too.
Master, his friends makes honey mead.
That's what all the ones there at this place.
Is, right?
It is. Well, I think that's one of the ingredients. I don't think it has to be primarily honey. They had some at this place we went to with all kinds. They had a habanero. What was that? It was something habanero. It was something you might expect to see in a margarita somewhere, but not in a glass of mead. Anyway, the meadery had stuck out next to it. It had those things that slide in and out of the hive boxes. OFW, foreign worker Dubai, Julie. Thank you for coming in, Julie. We appreciate that very much.
Beth says Oliver Winery in Central Indiana makes a great mead wine.
We sampled. We did one of their samplers. What it is it's a flight. It's like 4 different kinds, and we tested it, and we had it with the habanero one. It had a little sting to it, but
we had different ones yesterday, Matt. A lot of fruity ones.
But what we both noticed, Beth, was they portray mead to be kind of like beer.
Yeah.
But the impression that I got was mostly wine. It had it had the fizz, a little bit of the fizz but it was mostly it had a wine flavor.
Yeah, I think so too.
But as out beside the building, they had a whole bunch of those hive boxes, the things you slide down into the hive.
True, Bo-Star.
And so they were actually producing, I'm guessing, out there because it is kind of in the woods. It's outside of Dahlonega, kind of in the woods. In fact, where we had
Lady
to park,
bass
it was
player's here.
Hey, LBP, thank you for coming in. We appreciate that. We appreciate our friends stopping by. Wow. It shames me for all the times that I've missed live streams. That's another thing about doing live streams is I work starting at 40 hours a week, and it goes up from there. And of course, have family, home, yard, pets. I don't get to be as active as I would want to. And even when I'm in a lot of your live streams, I go in a lot of folks' live streams and don't say a word, do I, Tammy?
No.
We'll be just watching it on television because, about 75% of the time I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
Most I'm
well,
even as we speak right now. Yeah, I'm exhausted pretty much all the time. So
he works third shift.
Just recently they put me on the shift.
It's been months, honey.
Well, since the
you've been sleepy since
the unpleasantness has taken place. That's when we do changes. We can only do certain kind of changes. Can only be done in the middle of the night when people aren't using the things that we're doing the changes on. So, but yeah, 90% of the time I'm exhausted, and I would be in everybody's live stream because I get a kick out of surprising people in their live streams that don't expect me to be in there. I've been up late at night and saw somebody having a live stream and just popped in there just for a few minutes. So I really appreciate you guys taking the time to come into our live stream and making it more than Tammy and myself and the dogs. But yeah, got another package.
Scott said you're fun in live streams.
Oh,
he's fun even now on YouTube.
Oh, shucks, ma'am. I don't know if this is from the person whose return address is on here. So I will probably. This is going to be a kind of a mystery. This is going to be one of those kind of things where I could just completely humiliate myself right now in front of all of you, and which luckily I don't care.
Your sandwich and tea.
Bostar, thank you for coming in and spending this time with us, man. We love Bostar. Bostar is an excellent, not just musician and singer, but just an entertainer. Bostar is an entertainer, and so you should go check out his channel, Bostar channel. It's he puts something out several times a week here. I don't want to cut whatever's in here.
Be careful.
I'm trying to be surgical. Yeah. Okay. Package is coming open now. I suspect the address. I think this is from our friend J Dub Vlogs.
Yeah.
She has sent me. She mentioned she might send me something to keep me cool. I suspect she just ordered it.
Yeah.
From the company, sort of like if I order something for your baby shower or your wedding shower, and I just have Amazon ship it straight to your house or whoever you're registered with. Same kind of thing. This is, wow, a mini. Okay, a mini drying towel. And, if you saw the video, the silent movie I put out last week, you understand why this would come in handy. Excellent cooling properties. We'll see. I put off quite a bit of heat, do I not, Tammy?
He even sweats in the wintertime.
And I just put off heat. Tammy can be just approximate to me and just feel. I'm handy in the winter. I am very handy to have around in the winter.
If you're sitting around, you don't sweat. But if you're doing something outside,
if you and I find ourselves in some Arctic situation where we're freezing to death, we could always build a snow shelter, and I would be happy to strip down to my underwear and just hold you close to cool you off. But it says excellent cooling properties, absorbs water instantaneously. That's sort of what I do. Yeah. I absorb it and I give it back out. Allows for streak-free drying. We'll see about that. I had wore my Nofo brewery hat. I keep in the back of our Jeep. I have one of those like car trunk organizers, a trunk organizer, full of hats. Because in the summertime, not just to protect me from getting sunburn and getting too much sun on my head, it absorbs some of the sweat. So I wore a completely clean Nofo brewery hat out of the house yesterday, by the time I got home, there are these big white stains all over salt from where I sweated through it, and the salt has dried into it. So we'll see if this allows for streak-free drying, because I can leave a salt stain on anything. If I come over to your house, put something down on your couch or whatever before I sit there. Otherwise, there's just going to be a big white streak on the couch, which is better than a big brown streak on your couch, probably. Easy to wring out, machine washable.
That's good.
And you can re-wet and store in plastic container when not in use. You can store it in any kind of plastic container when not in use. Let me get this out of here. I think this is from J-Dub Blog.
His Way Homestead's got to run. Thanks for dropping
Thanks for dropping by His Way Homestead. We appreciate it.
Here.
Sky's falling. Thank you so much for coming in. Wow. Fill the material. This is unusual.
Oh wow! Feels kind of gel-like.
Hey NDT, thank you very much.
Wet.
Oh wow! No, it feels wow. This is. Do any of you have anything like this? This material is similar to plastic, but also feels like fabric. It's like some kind of hybrid plastic fiber material, and
it's weird feeling,
and it's stretchy.
You know what it feels like? A leather hide,
but a wet. It feels wet.
I know.
It came out of this bag shipped from Wisconsin, and I don't know if they had them already in bags there or not, but wow. And it's just cool to the touch.
NTD shows here.
I did. Hey Nathan, appreciate it. If I thought I said hello to him a minute ago. If I didn't,
I don't think we did.
I'm sorry.
Hi, Nathan.
I'm sorry, Nathan. I would generally things when you get to a certain age, you think you've done something just a second ago that you actually didn't do. So
thanks, Robin. You have a good day.
Thank you, Robin, for dropping in. It may be time for me to just ship myself off to a home somewhere.
We'll get a room together, honey.
Oh, that's so sweet. Have our beds pushed up against each other. I'll still have the remote for the television though. Yeah. Let's say, oh wow, Tammy, just fill this around your neck.
Oh wow.
Then that's when you put it. I know that's what it.
I know.
Wow, this is like a miracle thing.
We need a beach travel one of these.
Guys, this flits. If you're a person that gets hot outside, and I've actually owned several of those. These
Patreon Pirate says hello.
Hey,
from South Georgia.
Hello, thank you, Patreon Pirate.
I'm from North Georgia.
We're from up here in the north part of the Peach State.
Scott, so what kind of witchcraft's in that?
I know it doesn't. It's rubber. It's rubber, not plastic. It's rubber and fiber. I don't know how else to describe what this is, but I can tell you, having been, I don't know what the temperature is in Wisconsin, but I would imagine it may be a little bit cooler. But they have trapped some of that in the bag and injected it into this thing. Wow! And this, and like I was starting to say, I've owned those things that you wet. You buy them. You can buy them practically anywhere, and you just take them and you run them under the faucet, and you wet them. Maybe put them in the refrigerator for a couple hours, and you can wear them for a while when you go out, and it'll keep you cool if you put them around your neck. I've had those, but this is not those. Whatever this is some kind of science fiction-y.
So what's the brand?
It is Flitz, Flitz, and it was shipped mini drying towel. Flitz mini drying towel. It says it absorbs liquid very quick. Haven't tried that aspect of it at all.
Can we turn the hose on?
No, if we have some water or something, I'm not going to pour tea or energy drink on it. But I imagine that whoever this is just a reseller. It's eBay. This came from eBay. She got it on eBay. J-Dub got it on eBay. J-Dub Vlogs. folks, has been a friend of this channel since near the beginning of this channel. She is a homegirl from here kind of North Georgia, heading towards Atlanta, from that area. So, and she sent this. Wow, instant cooling towel. The way it's described, and I'm just going to include the address of whoever Scott is here, because I'm assuming that Scott makes money selling these. But I'm going to assume he makes money off these towels. But it actually says instant cooling towel for running, jogging, gym, sports, golf, yoga, workout, bike, car, and pet.
Or you just sweat.
Or if you just sweat, because you can, the running, the jogging, the gym, the sports, the golf, the yoga, the workout, the bike. Now the car and the pet, two of these I've got covered, so they would come in handy for that. But for everything else,
Matt said the website says synthetic material.
It's something that I am not used to.
No.
I'm not used to the feel of this in my hands, and it is cooling. Even now around my neck, and I'm always running a little hot more than most people around me. I used to be able, when I was a child, and I didn't want to be in school, if I had a test coming up that I had not studied for, or an assignment I needed just one more day to get done, I could go to the office or with my parents and just say that I was feeling feverish. And honestly, I've told you the story before. And back in those days, it was a hard 98.6 line that was drawn for what a temperature was. If you were a child and it was 98.7 or 8, they were on the horn with your parents. Come get this child. And I was always running between 99 and 100 degrees all the time. When I was at top form, if you were to put and I've tested this later on in life with like baby thermometers that we used to use.
Duke City Anglers is here. Hello.
Duke City Anglers, thank you for dropping in.
Bob,
we appreciate that.
I'm coming to your house for dinner, Bob.
J-Dub, Jessica is here.
Hey,
J-Dub Vlog that sent this to us. As Scott, our friend Techno, tells the Techno Hillbilly, we say, what witchcraft is this? This material is crazy. I just unpacked it out of the packing that you sent and put it straight. It's cool. Look, Tim, this has been around my neck. Now put it around.
Because you ever canned it for spontaneous human combustion? It
is. It is. It is.
That's so true.
I can, and when I imagine when I'm physically active, when I'm humping it like yesterday, we were doing some stuff.
Said you got to wet it with water.
I figured it said on the instructions about wetting it, but I'm telling you, Jessica, straight out of the package, nothing added to this cloth. If you just touch this, it is maintaining some kind of. It's cooler than the ambient temperature. I'll tell you that much. It has not at all stabilized to the temperature out here in the backyard. And I've had it around my neck. And if anything should have raised the temperature of this cloth by now, it should have been being around my neck. This is a miracle. Yeah. Thank you, Jessica. Thank you. Thank you. I will be taking this thing everywhere I go until it's worn out. Oh, well, and Kathy's Outdoor Adventures. Hello. Thank you so much for spending some time with us on this Sunday afternoon. We're actually getting pretty close to time we don't want to keep folks from taking a nap or from doing anything else they may have to do. Let's see. What Cody say? I hope you're extra careful when you handle gasoline. I'm telling you, it's just been a strange thing, and it's not just a fat man's. That's what Jay does say. That will keep you here.
Cooling this heat, I wet mine and tuck it under my shirt.
I'm telling you, this will probably. I've always heard that if you keep your back of your neck cool, that it helps a lot when you're doing something active and in the heat. I imagine this will spend a fair amount of time, but yeah, it's been all my life since I was a little boy. It's not just a fat man's older age thing. There's a photo of me crossing the finish line in a 10K in our hometown, or my hometown, when I was about 16 years old. I weighed 145 pounds, soaking wet. back in those skinny. Tammy can tell you from the pictures of those
Yeah.
skinny. I played on the football team and stayed on the bench, not because I wasn't hard and wouldn't hit, but because I weighed 145 pounds. It was about 5'8". So I didn't stand a chance out there. Some of these old boys look like they ought to have families by the time they were in high school. So
when we were dating, I used to freak out how much you used to sweat.
I know. I remember you saying stuff about it. You thought something was wrong. Something's wrong with you. What's wrong with you, Mike? But no, there's a photo of me crossing the finish line at this 10K. The clothes on my body, you can see visibly in this photograph, are so wet, the pants and the shirt, and so stuck to my body from sweat.
Good
Shanna,
afternoon.
hey, thank you for coming in, Shanna. We appreciate it. We're getting very close to the end here. We're not going to try to sew up everybody's afternoon, but as long as people want to talk to each other, or to us, or if anybody has any questions while we're here, anything that you'd like to know, I'm not sure what we don't lay out there pretty much for anything else. But Jessica, oh my goodness, I love this thing. This has now become one of my top 5 possessions of things that I own. It could just feel the coolness. Just right, and it's not even wet yet.
Scott says, "Stay on, because that our homework."
Scott is a non-traditional college student. I think that sums it up pretty well. And y'all need to go check out Scott's channel.
Scott's funny. He's on our TV a lot.
Yeah, he's on our television a lot these days.
I might not go on a lot of live streams, but I see everybody on TV and hear what they say.
But this
and y'all crack me up.
This Scott and D and all this, and stickers for mine. We need to make some get some stickers.
Yeah, we do. We do.
I'm not. Maybe I can find some clip art or stuff like that to put on it. But we need to get some stickers made and start passing them out, not for advertisement necessarily, but just because we're also shamed by the fact that our friends send us these stickers that they reached into their pocket and spent money on. And in return, Tammy and I aren't mailing anything like that out because we don't have anything like that. So we need to get some. I had a question about the EVP. What did you mean that you can hear the inmates yelling at the jail? Are the inmates outdoors? I was confused. Jessica, that video, and I showed this by kind of panning around at the beginning of the video. The huge building that you could see in many of the shots that was like 4 stories, that was the jail. And that whole complex, that gated complex around, that's the jail complex. You could actually hear the men in the jail screaming at each other the whole time I was out there. In fact, part of the reason I put music to it is they were screaming obscenities and using words that you can't really, or not really supposed to use.
Scott said if we need help designing stickers.
Scott, I wanted to ask you for your help, but I didn't want you to be overwhelmed with people asking you for your help designing stickers.
Nathan says, any more graveyard exploring the near future?
I have one. What I'm looking for, Nathan and Scott. Let me back up for Scott. I would appreciate it very much. We would owe you. And I saw some stuff yesterday I thought about getting for Scott at that barn sale.
Yeah.
It was very dirty looking. So I didn't. I don't want to send something like that. I would buy because I don't care, but I don't want to send somebody else something that looks kind of dirty.
Scott said he'll shoot you a message.
Thank you, Scott. I appreciate that.
Scott,
Thank
you're so sweet and funny.
We're so lucky to have friends that are nice. You would think you would attract people. You think attracts like. You think people like me, the weirdos, would be. But still, we get the nice people, and I guess it counterbalances us a little bit as well.
Matt says Scott did not design his radio segment channel, and he did a great job. He did. It's cute. We love that.
Yes. If you get a chance and you can shoot me a Facebook message, I would appreciate that. J-Dub, it was right next to the jail. Right next to the jail, and they were yelling. And I have to believe that at least some parts of this jail is close to an outer wall but or folks are just yelling at each other all the time. But there was yelling. I cannot recommend going to jail to anyone if it's like that, because these people were screaming at each other, and I could hear them from the cemetery next door.
How you pronounce Mayu?
Mew Mew Coo?
Yeah.
I like it when you go explore. It's fun. We go to thank goodness we have a Jeep, because there's some roads we get off on sometimes around here.
I thought you were in the cemetery huffing paint. It was glue.
Yeah, that's my generation's paint, is glue. But Nathan, we plan. What I'm aiming for is public cemeteries that are not gated and have no signage around them saying "Don't be in there at night." I'm too old to run from the police. You know.
Too old to run.
Well, thank you for that.
Sorry.
I'm too old to run from the police. I'm too fat to run from the police. So if I'm in any place where I'm not supposed to be, I'm just caught, and it would be dire consequences. I'm too pretty to go to jail. So I'm going to stay away from places like that. But there is another public cemetery, a huge old public cemetery, Nathan, in Lawrenceville, Georgia. The Lawrenceville City Cemetery also goes back with some graves to the 1700s, to the colonial days. And it's supposed to be haunted. In fact, this time of year, they have a local ghost tour in Lawrenceville, because Lawrenceville's the place where I showed you the videos where Larry King was shot. Larry King, I thought he'd live forever. Where Larry Flint was shot. And it has a history there. They have a ghost tour. And in the Halloween season, they expand that ghost tour and include a cemetery tour that goes into that particular cemetery that we plan on exploring when the tour is not there. So yeah, I want to live stream from a cemetery. That's something I've kind of had a goal to do for quite some time. So if we can find a night to do it, I'm kind of thinking I might wait another month or two for anything like that again, because of the temperature. Because I don't know if you know, at the end of that video, the cemetery video, when I'm doing the outro, you can see under my hat just the beads of sweat forming on my forehead already. So I'm kind of hoping some cool weather moves in here pretty soon, and we don't have to do that.
She appreciates showing his videos. I'm upset that they shut a lot of them down. That's true.
I grew up.
Bye, Matt.
Bye, Matt. Thanks, Matt. Thanks, buddy, for coming in. I appreciate it. Yeah, Shoney's, when I was a kid, after church on Wednesday night, or excuse me, on Sunday nights, after church, for all the folks that would gather afterwards and go out to eat with each other, it was either Mickey D's or Shoney's, depending on what time of the month it was. I mean, if everybody just got paid, it was probably we were probably going to go eat Shoney's after church. But if it was between paydays, we were probably going to McDonald's after church on Sunday night. But the All American Burger is one of my, still to this day I had one, and it's one of my favorite. And I love hamburgers, and I've tried them from the best hamburger. I'm just going to drop this right here. The best hamburger in the world, as far as I'm concerned, maybe Jessica can testify to this as well, comes from a place called oh my gosh, now I've forgotten it, and I was just about to say it.
I want to
listen. In Little Five, the Vortex in Atlanta. Look up if you're ever in Atlanta, there are two locations. They have this huge skull. They have a beer called Laughing Skull, and they have a huge skull around the doorway where you go in. The burgers at the Vortex are the best burgers. Tim Tams before.
Tim Tams, Jessica.
Try the caramel Tim Tams. Tim Tams, I think so. Daggett Hills, thank you for coming in, buddy. He's a person after he has a love for the Lovecraftian. I think I'm safe in saying that. The name itself lends to that, and he likes a lot of the same kind of stuff that I do. He likes. I think that we'd get along comparing stuff that we bought with each other a lot. So check out Daggett Hills too. But let's see. He'll be a getaway driver. Bob will be my getaway driver. I'd have to get to the car. Hi, Spaceman Dudley. Thank you. Wow. somebody else has dropped in. Wow, this is totally unexpected, and we appreciate it. And wow, that is great. The Spaceman Dog is coming into. I really didn't expect that. It's great, but yeah, Nathan, we plan on exploring, doing some more cemetery exploring, maybe using that app out some more. But probably when the temperature at night cools off a little bit, because there's just something about the days are hot and sweaty, but the nights have this humidity to them that's it's all its own animal, and I'm trying to stay out of it. Let's see. If you're ever in Atlanta, ladies and gents, you'll wrap your lips around the best burger before it takes a little. Yes, yes. What Jessica says. Yes. They are the best. But going back, she reminded me where the rabbit I had chased again. Shoney's, the All American Burger at Shoney's to this day, and I was eating there before most of you people were born. Still one of the best burgers, in my opinion, that you can have is and it's the hot fudge cake. That is another classic Shoney's dish, is it not?
The English fish and chips we had, that was awesome.
Oh yeah.
Oh man,
Tammy, didn't you go back since then?
Yes.
Tammy was running errands one day, and by herself just stopped in there and ate. Tammy loves fish and chips anyway, and this place is the best that either one of us have had in our entire lives. We would definitely go back. It's let's see. Thank you, Dudley. We hope you're doing well too. I hope you're feeling good. Thank you for coming in. The hot fudge cake. Nathan had the hot fudge cake. For those of you that don't know, there's a place called Shoney's.
I'm not a big sweet eater, but that's the best cake.
It is.
With the hot fudge on it.
It is 2 pieces of chocolate cake, 2 layers of chocolate cake, with a vanilla ice cream sandwiched in between the square, and drizzled over the top is hot fudge running over the side, and then with a big old dollop of whipped cream over the top of that, and topped off with a nice little cherry.
Cheesecake Factory is awesome too.
The Cheesecake Factory cheesecake, the one we had, the red velvet cheesecake. When I bit into that, it was like Eve must have felt biting into the apple in the Garden of Eden. It was so good. It was like something I wasn't supposed to do. And Tammy felt the same way. I immediately was jealous and wanted to get more bites in than Tammy. I wish we'd ordered 2 of those things, but they are kind of the cheesecake at the Cheesecake Factory. It's not like the kind you can mix in a box. You can probably buy 10 boxes for the price of one of those.
Yeah.
Check out the Big Chow in Marietta, she said. The only place I remember eating in Marietta is the Marietta Diner.
Yeah.
The place that has a picture of Miley Cyrus. Apparently, Miley Cyrus has eaten at the Marietta Diner before. Lots of celebrities have eaten there. Tammy,
sorry.
Tammy's going crazy with her telephone. She's getting.
When my phone rang.
She's getting EVPs on her telephone now, and they sound like me, so that's kind of scary. Waving goodbye, Judith Tammy and Mike.
Gotta go.
Judith Elizabeth, we appreciate you coming in. And
she's got some baking to do.
Ooh, I love baked goods. Get out there and bake something, Judith. I wish I could, but Tammy and I have been on a diet. We'll talk to you later, Judith. Thank you.
Dude, Bob is making the Oreo cheesecake tomorrow.
Oh man,
dude, yum.
We have been on. Mostly we have been on diet for the past couple of weeks, and it's been hard. We went out yesterday, we went out yesterday, and we videoed on Labor Day weekend in Dahlonega. Some of the restaurants there have this event called Shucking for Shamrocks for muscular dystrophy. Y'all remember this used to be Labor Day weekend. Used to be the Jerry Lewis telethon. The American comedian Jerry Lewis used to have this 24-hour telethon. I don't know how the man did it. He only took small breaks, but he was up all night for MDA. And these restaurants kind of carry on that tradition. They ship in fresh oysters from the Gulf, and the money they make selling oysters. Bye, Dan. Thank you. Yeah, have fun out there doing that. Better you than me, buddy. But
don't say that.
But yeah, that's what I had yesterday. I had oysters, a casino. I don't know if anybody's ever had oysters casino, but it was very good. And I had a thing called gator bites, which were deep fried pieces of alligator. I'll talk about that a little bit in the video that'll be coming out about it. But Tam, we're coming up on an hour.
Yeah.
We've been here keeping these people from napping or from cutting their yards or from doing stuff they want to do. Folks, thank y'all for coming in. Now, if y'all want, if there's somebody having was there anybody having a conversation with anybody else in here that needs to finish up that conversation? Because we don't want to keep anybody from having a conversation.
Gotta go.
Yeah, I was up late last night editing.
Not long enough.
Oh, thanks, Scott. Scott's just being nice. Scott has shamed me. Another person. It's a mix.
I want cake too. Fudge cake.
Oh, I love sweets. I love some. Tammy will tell you, sweets are my favorite.
Yeah, they
more
are.
Than savory. Tammy likes the savory.
I like the savory.
She likes the steak and all that stuff. Give me cake and pie and baked goods.
Give me steak and potatoes.
I love all that stuff too, but mostly the sweet stuff that we get in. But yeah, it's been an hour. But if anybody's on there, Bob, thank you for coming in. I stayed up late last night editing too. I know how that is having to get the editing in. D, thank you again for the cards and for the stickers. I'm putting stickers on the fridge lately and not putting them on anything until I get another. I'm still dogging out this same laptop I've been talking about replacing now. Y'all have heard me talk about replacing this laptop for months. I'm still on. That's what you're watching me on right now. It's the same old.
Dagan Hill said he just made banana pudding for the first time ever.
Oh, banana pudding. Oh my goodness!
There's nothing like homemade banana.
Her daddy around Christmas time or any holiday, really.
Any holiday.
Would make some of the best banana pudding. That man could cook, except one thing he couldn't cook that good is grilling meat because he was
well done.
He was so concerned about bacteria in the meat that he was serving to people that he cooked the last drop of juice out of any piece of meat. But everything else, though, that man was a whiz in cooking. And Nighty Cody, thanks for letting us visit with you. God bless. God bless you too, Ignited Cody. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Shih Tzu Max. Thank you, NDT. Yeah, we've got more cemetery videos coming up here in the near future when it gets cold. Scott, thank you for the offer to do stickers. We need to give something back.
Yeah,
to folks and we can't just keep buying other people's creative property. And, Light and love. Thank you, Terry, for coming in. And we're just about. I've kept everybody in here for an hour already, and I know Sunday afternoons is chore days for some people. We're actually about to video when we get off the live stream, putting out our Halloween decorations.
Happy Halloween!
We got them down last night, and I did a ridiculous intro for the video last night. It was one of those kind of things that had Tammy rolling her eyes, so you can imagine what kind of intro it was. And so we're about to, when we get off here, we're about to put up, and we've got a mountain, literally, of Halloween decorations to put up. So, guys, thank you very much for coming in here and spending this time with us on Sunday. It's not just we're not doing it to try to get watch hours or anything like that. We do it because we like to do it. I get to talk to somebody. Not that I don't enjoy talking to my wife, and I love Tammy more than anything in the world, but just to have a chance to hear the sound of your own voice coming out of your mouth directed at somebody else for a change. Some of you probably have been experiencing the same thing since all this lockdown. So, yep, it's time to decorate for us. We've got the decorations out, and we're going to do a little videoing of getting the house decorated up for Christmas. It'll probably be for Christmas. I think we should put Christmas and Halloween stuff out, and then just subtract the Halloween stuff when Christmas
we put the Halloween stuff up. I usually get the Christmas stuff down.
Well, you pretty much have to because of how much packed the attic is.
Yeah.
Anyway, folks, I've kept you on here 4 minutes and 28 seconds longer than I anticipated doing it the most. So thank you very much, all you folks that took time out of your Sunday afternoons to come and spend a little time with Mike and Tam here. We appreciate it. So until next time, Mike and Tam saying
bye.
Bye.